Welcome to this edition of the Black Belt Newscast Spotlight. We
Hi,
are live. I'm Cindy Fisher,
I'm Todd Prater,
publisher, and this is Todd Prater.
and we are ready to talk about some black belt news.
Yes, so this is our newscast. We will go actual live stream soon. We're still practicing, but this is live, start to finish. And we'll show you some videos from our area and top headlines. This is covering the Black Belt of Alabama, and we cover 6 counties at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. Absolutely visit us there, where you can find so many of these headlines in the know at the time. So follow us. We post stories morning, night, noon, doesn't matter, out of the Black Belt.
And on
And
Facebook and on YouTube.
and absolutely find us on social media, and we will talk about that also. So we have so many big things happening right now. Let's get started with our top headline, which is about Uniontown.
Yes, in
We
Perry
are
County, Uniontown has had a rash of shootings lately. We had a 19-year-old man shot and killed recently, and that story is at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. Apparently, he was going to an apartment complex in Uniontown to visit the mother of his child. They had an altercation the night before, and the brother of his his child's mom, is the alleged shooter. The details are in the story at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. But a sad situation, a lot of violence going on all over, but especially in Uniontown right now, Cindy.
Yes, there is actually another teenager that was killed or that was shot and injured in about a week ago. So this is two
Right.
teenagers in a week involved in shootings, and it's not just Uniontown. We're seeing this in across the Black Belt. Demopolis had a teen also that was
Right.
also a football player, just like this other one that was an RC Hatch player. That are finding this is our way of conflict resolution, I suppose. Selma has also had a lot of shootings lately. And, the district attorney who handles Perry and Dallas, there's a different one for Marengo County, but we have actually spoken to him. The Black Belt News Network has met with him to talk about a lot of these concerns for finding justice. He's saying that there's a lot of going through old cases, but he has restaffed and added a lot of folks to the staff to help go through the cases. And we've also heard from Uniontown residents that have been meeting at the city council meeting saying we want more safety and more police presence. They have a new police chief, Pamela Wilson, who was police chief in Pine Hill in Wilcox County before, brand new. She just started with Uniontown. So she's saying that it's very important. She has sent these cases to the State Bureau of Investigation and reaching out to get help, regionally, statewide, so that they can hopefully curb a lot of this crime.
Yeah, it'll take a lot of work, but it can be done.
So let's switch to something happier.
Okay.
Let's go to Demopolis.
In Demopolis, yeah, the fountain in the city square is being repaired. The old fountain, it was built in 1895, so it's old. It's seen better days as far as rot and corrosion. Mayor Woody Collins said that when they were cleaning up the pond, they discovered how corroded and how much rust it had. So they've sent it off to the same company that worked on it in 1995 to have it completely restored. Again, all the details at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com and on our Facebook.
Yeah, and that's really cool, the history of that. Thanks for sharing that with us.
That town square has a lot of history. A lot of history to it. It's really fascinating.
Let's switch to Selma.
Okay.
We've got some discussion about the Memorial Stadium. So Memorial Stadium needs repairs.
Very much so. It got damaged during the Zeta storm back a couple years ago. It got damaged, and they just got that damage repaired. Then the January 12th tornado came through and damaged it again. And just now, about a week or so ago, they started the repair work on the stadium so that They can play football this fall, and the goal is to have the work done by August 15th, because August 24th, Selma Saints play in the stadium. Their first game is against Beauregard in the Kickoff Classic.
They are hoping to, and big thanks to LaMarcus Snow for letting us use that video of the workers on the roof. I have to admit, when you and I both went by there separate times, no one was on the roof doing anything. So
Right.
We are happy to see folks are there. We hope they're there enough to get it done in time. But the city and the city school system had actually talked about transferring it to the school district so that they could take over the needed repairs, because they're so important to get it back. And last year they did not play at Memorial Stadium at all.
Couldn't. Exactly.
And then of course the tornado made it worse in January. But the city council said, no, we will keep that under our care, and we'll get it done in time. So
which is good, because other teams and schools and other events from around the county use Memorial Stadium. And another thing too, we want to thank LaMarcus, but we also want to remind everyone, if you have a news tip, you can contact us. We would love to see your video, your still pictures, and any information you may have about news or events that's going on in your area in the Black Belt.
Yes, visit blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, and you can also email us, become a sponsor, or email news to us at news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. But they have not played in that stadium since, I think that video was 2019, 2020.
Wow.
Maybe they played in 21, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to see them get back in that stadium. Let's stay in Selma for another discussion about the Walton Theater, another thing that is kind of falling apart in Selma.
Yes, it's an old theater. It's been there. I don't remember the exact date it was built, but a very old building in the early 1900s, and it is showing its wear. Not just tornado damage, but just old age. And the building inspector declared that it was unsafe, so it's been shut down for repair. Now, there was some discussion that it was shut down indefinitely. However, that's not true. It's just being shut down until the repairs are effected. So that's where we stand on that right now. And again, all the details at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com.
And, they were just about to play Mission Impossible. And it's interesting to think about movie theaters, because, there is one also similar to Walton in Demopolis.
Yes.
In the Black Belt, we have a few, but not a lot in the Black Belt. And
that's true.
It's a quality of life thing for us, that we don't have to leave town to be able to go see movies in theaters. I know I'm going to go see the Barbie movie with my daughter tomorrow, but I'm going to have to do that in Birmingham, in Hoover. So I kind of wish that we had that, and I'm hoping, and I know that the Graysons that have been renting Walton Theater from the city are really sad about it, but going to work hard to get it working and up and running again. And for the safety of those that are there as well. But, The Little Mermaid played there recently and saw.
He said that was super successful for them too. Yeah.
Yes. So, there's good things going on at that theater. So we're looking forward to seeing that.
And we're going to have a story in the near future about the theater in Demopolis. That's one of the ones that I'm working on, talking with the folks over in Demopolis about how it's been going and the success that it's been having. These little small theaters are always fun, so be watching for that.
It is in a Main Street. Demopolis became a Main Street program last year, and Selma's talking about re-entering the Main Street program, which is a federal program that helps toward redeveloping downtown. So that's exciting, and I hope that we see something happening with that. But repairs of historic buildings is always going to be an issue.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, let's go back to Uniontown for a sec and talk about banking.
The Cadence Bank that's there currently is leaving, and looks like by the 28th it'll be gone. According to Albert Turner Jr., the commission chair, it looks like the Atlanta-based Citizens Trust Bank will be coming in. The big hang-up right now is trying to figure out if Cadence Bank is going to allow for an electronic transfer of all the accounts. There's I believe it's at 800 accounts that need to be transferred, and Cadence may not allow an electronic. They may require everybody to come in and physically close out their account and then reopen, which could become problematic because there's so many. even in what everybody considers a small town and not big enough for a bank, unfortunately, it very much is.
And it's interesting. I know that it's upsetting to lose a bank or lose, any kind of larger retail or establishment, but there are some black belt based banks that are still considering the black belt their home. Marion Community Bank has got a new logo and new leadership. They consider it important to be in the black belt, and we've seen Regions Bank redo their black belt based branches. Trustmark has several in the black belt. So, yeah, it's hard to hear about one leaving.
First Cahaba and Selma and Robertson and
First
Demopolis.
Cahaba Bank, yes. Roberts, is it
Robertson Banking Company, yeah.
Robertson, yes, they are in Demopolis. And
Yeah.
We have banks based here, and it's really exciting to have that.
Yeah, we'll do fine there. And one of the other problems was the opening times. They didn't have it open enough for people to do banking business. There was a lot of services that they did not offer that the new bank coming in will offer. So if they have a full service bank, it'll this was a business decision, but a full service bank will do more business and not need to leave.
Well, we want to say a big thank you to our sponsors. We couldn't do it without you. We've got Miller Funeral Service and Crematorium. They have actually grown a lot. They've added a burial area over on Cahaba and
Medical Center, isn't it?
Medical Parkway E. Yeah, Medical Parkway. Yeah. So I mean, so exciting the growth that they have had. And so you can become a sponsor just like Miller by emailing us at news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. We will talk about you on our spotlight. And also make sure to follow us. This is where you're going to know what stories we have going and what's going on in your community right away at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I mean, we run videos, we do reels, and we have this newscast that we're back up running and doing again. So find our headlines at social media, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
See you next week. Thanks for joining us.